Hi, welcome. Simon here. Hope you're doing well. In this video, I'll be changing out the LCD, not the cracked screen, but the LCD on the iPad 9 generation. You can go ahead and identify the model here. Take a look at the back of your model. It should say A2602. Now, it is hard for me to show it to you that LCD has gone bad. Let me try to turn off the lighting. You can see that the screen is pixelated, fuzzy screen, and there was an impact point right in the center of the iPad around here. Okay, the color is all pixelated. However, the screen is not cracked. So you can see that the LCD screen is not cracked, but then the digitizer is not cracked. I'm sorry about that. So the digitizer glass is not cracked, but the LCD is. So I'll be changing out with this replacement screen. That is the LCD on the iPad 9 generation. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. First thing first, I need to have the safety goggle. Always protect your eyes at all time because you're dealing with glasses. I'm using a heat gun. This is to heat up the adhesive. If you do not have a heat gun, you can use a hair dryer, but it just takes a longer time to do it, but you still can get it done. If you notice, I was just hitting up in one area but not the entire iPad. The reason is because there's no sense of hitting the entire iPad where you can only work one at a time. So when you're working at this section right here, and then the bottom part of the iPad would get cold, and when it gets cold, the adhesive would just get hardened and it would just stick back together. So the best is to work only where you want to hit up the place where you're going to work at. So I'm hitting up on the top right corner right now because that's the area where I'm going to work at it at the moment. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to save the digitizer, this glass right here, instead of replacing it, because the only thing that is broken is just the LCD. So I have to be very careful when I hit up the when I remove the glass. I do not want to crack the glass, so I'm paying a little bit more extra attention to the glass. But if your glass is cracked, there's no sense for you to pay attention to it. You can just remove it entirely, but I'm reusing the glass, so I'm just paying a lot more attention to my glass at the moment. You want to pay a little extra attention to the bottom part of the screen, because that is where the home button and the Wi-Fi is located. You do not want to snap any of the cables. You don't want to break any of the cables, so just pay a little bit extra attention when it comes to the bottom part of the iPad. So right now I'm just using my left hand, putting a little pressure while heating up the screen. So therefore I have two things going on, heating up the screen at one point and then lifting up the screen at the same time. So at this point here, you can see that the screen is already open, which is this what we want to achieve. You can put the heat gun aside because the heat gun is still hot. Okay, and right now I just try to use something to hold the screen. Let's use this little pencil box here. Okay, at this point, what you like to do is to remove the screws, but before you want to do that, I just want to point out there are hidden screw here on the top right corner and the top left corner. You can see that little piece of plastic here. That little tape is covering up the screw, so you want to peel that tape in the back a little bit. I like to cut it off, okay, because we do not need that. It is okay to expose that little screw. If you want to leave it on, you can, but I'm just cutting it off on my part. And the reason why, because it will be a lot easier to work with later on. Get a Phillips screwdriver, remove the screw. There's one, two. Okay, there's one here. Second screw. The third is at the bottom. The screws are not the same size, so when you remove the screw, making sure that you know where to put them back together later on. Okay, at this point, the LCD is supposed to be able to remove, but what they do is they have this special little black gooey stuff. Let me remove this so that you guys can see it easier. In fact, we need to remove this anyways, so let's remove this. Okay, I just removed the tape here. We're going to remove this adhesive tape, which what we did earlier to heat up, so that we can remove the glass. We are applying with the new one because right now this thing is not sticky anymore. This is what I like you to pay attention to. You see that LCD screen? They have this little black gooey stuff, and that little glue, which is actually holding down the LCD. Okay, now I don't have to be very careful to remove it. The reason is because we are changing out the LCD screen, so it is okay for me to crack it or break it. But for you, if you're trying to save this, well, this video actually not to save this. This video is to save the glass, reuse the glass, but change this one out. But for those of you who changing the glass but the LCD is still good, you want to pay a close attention to the glue. Okay, so now we lift it up. Got a Phillips screwdriver. Remove 3 screws. One of that screw, second screw had just stuck to the magnet, so come and remove it. Remove the bracket. Got a plastic prying tool. always use the plastic prying tool because you do not want the metal to touch any of the iPad here. Now you can disconnect this LCD cable. Well, actually you don't need to. You know what? Hopefully we can just remove it. I'm gonna save this thing. Okay, let's try something new for myself either. I'm gonna save this tape entirely, not to remove anything at all on the right side of it. Okay, let's just jump right into this, changing out the screen. Now, if you notice, I did not disconnect the battery. Should I disconnect the battery? The answer is up to you. It is recommended to disconnect the battery. And where is the battery? That is the battery connector. Remove that screw and disconnect it. But I'm not going to do that. I don't think we need to. Let's see if I power on. Do I get any display? Alright, I do see a display here. It says the battery, I'm not sure if you guys can see it, there's not enough battery on the iPad, so it asked me to go ahead and charge it. So you can see that the little, come on camera, you see that little charging port asking me to charge the battery. Alright, so let's get back onto this. Install the bracket and install the 3 screws back together. I notice I don't have the right screwdriver. .5 mm Phillips screwdriver. Once it's done, close it back. Okay, finish up 4 of the screws, holding down the LCD screen. Usually what I'll do is I'll remove the tape on the right side, which is this one here, the black tape here on the right side. I'll remove it and put a new one, but it seems like it likes to stick it together and it's sticking it pretty well, so I'm just going to reuse it without removing it. Okay, once that is done, I'm going to put the tape here, retape it. Let's retape it on the top. If you're not sure where to buy this double-sided adhesive tape, check the link down in the description below. I'll link it directly to either Amazon or eBay. And if you feel like this tape is not enough, you can always double up to tape it like so. You can always double up the tape. This tape here runs on a 2mm, so this is a 2mm. No, I think this is 3mm, sorry. And this is a 2mm. The 2mm is a lot thinner, meaning it is the width of the tape. And this 2mm is going to go on the side here. Now if you're curious to find out whether this iPad 9 generation accept any of the iPad 7, 8, 9 screen, or if you have 7, 8, 9 screen iPad, the 7 gen, the 8 gen, the 9 gen, it is the same process and it is the same screen. So you want to keep that in mind. The only difference I think is the CPU processor and the capacity, and Apple would sell you at the higher rate on the 9th generation. So, but then they use the same screen. Okay, so at this point I'm going to be very gentle and push it all the way back to the right side, because that is my main point to reuse the tape. Yeah, I just want to blow off all the dust. I'm pushing on the right side all the way down, making sure everything is good, and I'm closing the screen. Okay, there you go. So what you want to do is maybe get like a weight, something like that, to kind of press it down to hold it for like, you know, half a day or whatnot. Let the glue to sit and rest together to hold it all, or get a clip or anything clip to hold it down for the new screen to rest, for the glue to rest, the adhesive tape. So the next part is I'm trying to pick up this little charging wire, plug it in. As you can see that the oh, it's hard for you guys to see, the battery logo is there. Okay, let me press and hold the power button. You can see that the battery logo is there. So that means the LCD screen is good. It just need a little charge. I would have charged the iPad and show it to you guys, but sorry, it's just I didn't charge the iPad. So that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching, and I hope that this video helps. And again, you can check the link down in the description below. We'll link it either directly to Amazon or eBay, where you can find this replacement LCD screen. And this LCD screen is compatible for iPad 7 generation, 8 generation, and 9 generation. Okay, so for my case it was easy because the Digitizer glass is not cracked. The only thing that broken was the LCD. Okay, so I can see that the impact point was right here. There goes the LCD. Alright, thanks for watching. Hey, while we are speaking, the Apple charges enough battery. Just want to make sure I covered it up, do not have any pictures being shown. But look, Apple. Okay, and again, if you do find this video is helpful, and if you want to share your gratitude, I really appreciate you for supporting my work and supporting the channel. So please click on YouTube Super Thanks or PayPal, where you can do a small donation, show your gratitude to show your appreciation of my work. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I wish you all the best in your iPad repair, and bye now.